You
Thank
can
you,
start.
thank you, Farrell,
Thank
for giving me this opportunity. I am given this topic on the leak, managing the leaking and the overhanging blast. So I will have 3-4 cases and how I manage those. This is a 39-year male patient who had a primary open angle glaucoma and had left eye trabeculectomy with mitomycin done. On day one, everything was fine. The IOP was 7 millimeter of mercury, Siddle's negative, wound okay, well-formed chamber, and this is what you want. On fifth day, he came with the discomfort, and when we saw the slit lamp, there were some pigment dusting on the endothelium with cells and flare 2 plus, and the blab was diffused but not elevated now, and the wound appeared to be okay to us. So what to do? On Seedles, we found out that there was a leaky area in the blab, and this small hole was there, which was lying exactly on the area of the internal flap. So, what to do in such cases? B scan was done for this patient. It was normal and no choroidal detachment was seen. So option available was to control the inflammation, use patch or place the BCL or repair the wound. What we did, we placed the BCL 14.5 millimeter diameter, which was covering the hole very well, and asked patient to come for the follow-up. The same anti-inflammatory medication with cyclopentolate was given to him. On day 3, you can see the decrease in the size of the buttonhole, and he was comfortable, fine. And on fifth day, the leaking disappeared, the hole also disappeared. So everything was quiet. So the message here is a conservative management can help you in many of the cases. So simple banded lens has prevented the further complication in this case. Two young myope who had steroid induced glaucoma and opted for the surgery because he was on maximum medication with lifestyle issues, and after surgery here also he was operated elsewhere, 200 microgram with 2 minutes. So for myopic eye we know that this could be a higher dose. Patient came with a huge cystic blab, Siddle's was negative, and it was a overfiltering blab and having a choroidal detachment that you can see even on the E-scan. So what we opted here is to again go for all conservative treatment fields. So we place the tight 9O nylon non-absorbable horizontal compression suture at the limbus to tamponade the conjunctival incision to prevent the oozing and facilitate the healing process. This is how the post-operatively he looked like, and he did fine post-operatively. At the end of 3 months, everything was good. So this is a small clip to show this another patient how a compression suture can be taken. You can start from the corneal side or you can start with the horizontal. So it's just a cross. Pass the suture, partial thickness, and then again pass it just posterior to the blab and tighten it properly and see that the blab is getting compressed, and bury the knot by rotating the suture inside. So it's very simple technique but works in many of the cases. Now the next in the line is overhanging blab, overfiltering blab. It is well documented complication of the trabeculectomy, especially when we are using the antimetabolites. And it is also seen more with the full thickness surgeries and may result from the continuous effect of the continuous lead movement. And the symptoms are because of the huge blab, hypotony is there could be a sweating blab, and there is a dysesthesia due to interference with the lead functions. And acceptable, it is not cosmetically acceptable, and astigmatism. But we all are usually reluctant to relieve these symptoms through additional surgery if IOP is under control. Now, usually it descends on the cornea, gradually it spreads on the cornea, and this forms the drying and Dallon formation, and that also leads to the discomfort to the patient. Conservative management are lubrications or laser treatment or cryo application or the acid application. But all these modalities tend to shrink the bleb gradually, and many patients do not require further intervention. But we have to remember whatever procedure, either conservative or the medical surgical treatment that you opt for, this may compromise the bleb function. So excellent patient counseling has to be done when you plan the surgical revision of this bleb. And this is indicated in all advanced cases or patient who has an intractable pain or the dialysis giving him problem, or there is a fluctuating. And these are the options one can use. Simply what you can do is partially separate the overhanging congenital flap using the spatula or simple bread. Just scrap the overhanging part of the bleb. Usually it is not attached to the cornea, easily can be separated. Bring it up to the limbus and just snip it off, because this is the non-functioning part of the bleb. But remember that when you remove this, there is some area of the exposure of the cornea as well as the conjunctiva. Now we have used the mitomycin in the previous surgery. So there is a chance that there is a delay in the healing of this area. Another patient, again high myope, who had bilateral cataract surgery done, and the TREP was done 10 years back, enhanced with the mitomycin C. You can see the one eye thin cystic over-filtering blebs here as well as here. Now, lately he started complaining of fluctuating vision in the right eye. Advanced disc cupping was there, and huge thin cystic bleb with a spontaneous leak which heals on its own. And this happened 3 times before. He was referred to us for that. And you can see on the ASOCT, there is a thin layer which heals on its own, and again it ruptures when the bleb forms. So this is what we did. The conjunctival advancement of the bleb was done. 3 months post-op is shown. Very small video is here. I will just fast forward it. First, you have to separate out the, see the mobility of the conjunctiva and dissect it away from the bleb. I'm trying to preserve this bleb. And pull the conjunctiva down. Now try to avoid the cauterization as much as you can. And then apply the non-absorbable sutures 80 or the 90 nylon, and this will help in preserving the bleb by doing the hooding of this. And last patient, a very old filter, but you can see the scleral melt underneath the bleb. And here what we did, again we separated the conjunctiva from the bleb, but this bleb was not a healthy conjunctiva. So we removed the conjunctiva, last slide. That remove the conjunctiva and put this donor scleral patch graft and fixated it and covered it nicely with the suture. So here we have a compromise of the bleb, and there this is post-op outcome of that patient. So what is the take home? Bleb function is compromised, and you have to counsel the patient, which is must in all these revisions. Thank you very much.